When it comes towards getting a prospect's attention, it is critical that you know the prospect language. Now, I'm not talking about the literal language of the person, but I'm talking about their business language. What's going to motivate them? What's going to get them to say yes to that meeting? In today's episode, we're going to talk about how and why you need to learn the language of your prospects and how can this generate amazing results for you, like it has for my guest. You're going to love this one. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. And I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, I'm going to talk to my guest. His name is Shaheem Alam. And Shaheem has been very, very successful when it comes towards biz dev. Dude knows a thing or two when it comes towards converting people. And here's why it is. It's not because he's just making stuff up. He is speaking the language. He's telling them what they want to hear. And the way that he's figuring out what they want to hear is when he... Actually, I ain't going to tell you that part. You need to listen to the episode. Let's dive in and hear what he has to share and how learning the language of your buyers and how you go about doing that will help you to generate a whole heap of money. We're trying to differentiate ourselves, and one of those ways you said is speak in our customer language. What does that mean to speak your customer language? We all speak English here.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, for sure. So this comes down to just very basic psychology. And that's, the basis of it is people buy off people that they like, right? And people like themselves. I'm sure everyone can think of, an experience where they were with a salesperson who just did not fit them at all. They were maybe too pushy. Maybe they talked too fast. Maybe they're just, whatever it is, there just wasn't a fit. You didn't like them, so you're not buying from them, right? Alternatively, if you look at the people you hang out with, your core group of friends, people you like to associate yourself with, they're probably very similar to yourself, or at least to who you want to be as well, right? So kind of on that basis of psychology is where if you're able to make yourself more like the person that you're selling to, then you're going to be able to sell a lot better. You're going to be able to close a lot more deals. Now, a lot of things go into that. There's mirroring. There's tons of resources out there on mirroring, body language, tonality, and matching and mirroring on that. But one of those key points is also just speaking their language. And that's kind of the basis of it. Yeah.
But with this, is that being disingenuous when you are not being who you are because you're trying to be like the prospect?
So it's not being disingenuous. Think of it as a teacher teaching a student. Everyone has different learning styles, right? So a teacher is going to put pictures up on the board to help the visual learners. A teacher is going to speak in words and give documents and papers and things like that for those kinds of learners. So people understand things differently. And what you need to be able to do, what you're doing by speaking your customer's language is just speaking in a way that they understand, so that you can actually educate them on your product, and then, which will help you ultimately close a sale better than someone who cannot speak their language. So they just leave those sales meetings super confused, more confused than what they were when they joined the meeting. So that's what it is. It's not being disingenuous. It's just understanding them and then understanding how to communicate to them.
In a customer's language, how do we make that happen? If I'm a sales rep and I'm selling and I'm doing enterprise sales and I am I want to speak the language of my client, whether this is an executive or maybe somebody in HR, project management, wherever my customer lies, how do I figure out what language you're speaking to be able to speak that?
Exactly. So and that's the perfect place to start. I'll talk a little bit about how we did it internally in our own company to understand our customers. So see, every company that has a product or a service, you understand it in one way, right? You have all of this, lingo that you guys use, this jargon that might make sense to you, but a lot of it doesn't make sense to your customer. So where you need to start and where we started was actually interviewing our customers, our best customers, and just really following the jobs to be done framework. When we spoke to our customers, we asked them, when you hired us, and we're an outsourced sales agency. So when we asked them, when you hired us, what job were you ultimately trying to accomplish? And so you want to ask them this question: what job are you ultimately trying to accomplish by using our product or service? The first answer is going to be the obvious one. So, they're like, well, we're looking to grow sales, right? Obviously. But then you want to dig in a little bit deeper. And, we started asking them, well, what are you trying to accomplish by getting sales, right? And they're like, well, like more money. I'm like, okay, well, what else are you trying to accomplish, right? They're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, if we were to get sales, then we would be able to take that traction and take it to investors, right? And raise our Series A. It's like, okay, so you're hiring us to ultimately potentially do the job of raising funds. We dig a little bit deeper. There are some other answers that we got across the board. Every single one of our clients said, if we can get them more sales, that will show that there is product market fit. That will show that we will figure out who the buyers are by doing all the experimentation that we do, booking them sales meetings, and closing those deals. And once we started hearing this, we started realizing that, we're not helping our clients get meetings. We're not helping our clients do lead generation. We're helping our clients move towards product market fit. We're helping our clients do customer discovery, right? And that's what we ended up discovering just by asking those questions and digging into it. What are you hiring us for? They see you as more credible. They see you as someone who knows what they're talking about. And then, they see you as like, okay, you're one of us, right? So 100% on all of those points. And then the other thing that it does is it differentiates you from your competitors, because Donald, there are probably, I could throw a rock down the street and hit somebody running a lead generation company. Okay, there are so many lead generation companies out there, it's ridiculous.
Bro, I get so many of them
on LinkedIn messaging you with,
and when you miss 100... one of them, you're gonna hit a realtor.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's so many, but it's but when I'm speaking to a customer, I'm not telling them that I'm going to get them leads or meetings or sales or whatever. I'm telling them that, John, we help companies with customer discovery. You have to see the look on their faces when I drop that word, customer discovery, or when we say, hey, we help them move towards product market fit. Their eyes light up because they're startup founders, right? We work with startups, and that's what they're looking for. They're trying to do customer discovery. They're trying to figure out their buyer personas. They're trying to find product market fit. That's what they're actually trying to do right now. They think, and then one of the ways they're trying to do that is through lead generation, through, sales meetings and things like that. But I can't sell them leads. Everybody's selling leads, right? I can't sell them that. I'm selling them customer discovery. That by the time you're done, with us in a year, 2 years, whatever, you're going to know exactly who your customer is, what messaging works. You're going to have done your customer discovery, and we're going to know where your product market fit is.
If there's one major takeaway, one major piece of advice you want folks listening to this episode to walk away with, Shaheem, what's that advice?
The advice would be to do, whether it's jobs to be done or whatever, it's another framework or whatever, but do everything that you can to understand your customers, who they are, how they think, how they speak. Just do as much as you possibly can to understand your customers, because that's who's buying and paying for your product. And if you don't understand them, you won't be able to sell to them. And that's it.
Love it, man. If folks out there want to learn about you and your organization and what you guys do, Shaheem, what's the best way for them to go about doing so?
For sure. 5ringsmarketing.com, although we're getting a new website soon, so maybe not yet. But you can hit us up on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn, Shaheem Alam, 5 Rings Marketing on LinkedIn. You'll find me.
Listen, that was Shaheem, and if you want to go ahead and connect with him and learn about his company and some of the great things that they're doing, you can find that information down in the show notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just go down below and click on the link. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google, wherever you're listening to podcasts, in the show notes, we have some information there, and I would absolutely love for you to be able to literally take those things, apply them, and tell him and myself how you're seeing results, because this is one of my favorite episodes this week so far, man. And a part of the series, this is just it's like dropping some bombs over here, and I know it can really help you. I want you to be able to apply it. I want you to see the results. As always, check out our sponsors as well. They're giving you some offer that you can't just go out on the street and go get this offer, because you are part of the TSE community. They're hooking you up, and I want you to make sure you're getting hooked up with the best deals and you're seeing great sales success. I want you to find more of those ideal customers. I want you to know what to say when you reach out to them. I want you to be able to close more deals, but most importantly, I want you to raise your level of thinking and do big things. Thank you so much. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.